Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Donald Trump just spoke on stimulus, and we'll go into the details in just a moment. Steve Mnuchin has agreed to give Nancy Pelosi virus money and the language she is looking for. Senator Lindsey Graham, a Republican, told Amy Klobuchar, quote, "You all have a good chance of winning the White House." Stocks are down this morning as more than the 800,000 expected layoffs came in. New jobless claims came in at 898,000, and that is in addition to the 372,891 pandemic unemployment claims for self-employed individuals that came in, aka a much bigger number than we expected. Melania Trump released a statement that she is COVID negative and her son Barron has COVID but is asymptomatic. This comes as two staff members on Kamala Harris's campaign have tested positive for COVID, including her campaign manager, and her campaign has been paused until Sunday. Let's hit the news. This morning, Donald Trump just minutes ago ended a conversation on Fox Business where he was asked, would you raise your offer above $1.8 trillion? Donald Trump said, I would. This wasn't caused by our people. Absolutely, I would go higher. Go big or go home. But Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to give anything. She thinks it helps her with the election. She's holding it up, said Donald Trump. Would you pick up the phone and call Pelosi? Donald Trump was asked. And Trump said, sure, I would, but she has mental problems. I think it hurts them not to do anything, but we've got billions of dollars sitting here. And this is in reference to Democrats. That is not doing anything hurts Democrats, is what Donald Trump says. Just keep this in mind, though. Donald Trump is known to, well, characterize negotiations in a way that's favorable to him. I think we can all agree that a stimulus package would be very beneficial for Trump's election. Donald Trump further said, we're dealing with the radical left people here who have lost their mind. And when asked if there's a chance to get a stimulus deal before the election, Donald Trump says, I think we have a chance. At some point, Nancy Pelosi will say, I have to do this. Republicans are willing to do this. And all the money comes back to us anyway, and we're going to take the money from China. This is a threat that Donald Trump is going to potentially impose more tariffs on China to pay for stimulus. Now remember, right now we need 13 Republicans to get this deal done in the Senate out of 53 Republicans in the Senate. We currently have about 10 to 12 Republicans on board if a deal is struck between Mnuchin and Pelosi. And we are expecting this to pass the Senate if Pelosi and Mnuchin do finally strike a deal. Donald Trump was then asked why not go with Nancy Pelosi's $2.2 trillion deal. And Trump says it's because she wants to bail out badly run states. And when asked if he wanted to up his offer where the extra money would go, Donald Trump said it would go directly to the worker, to the people, so they can live nicely and their lives won't be shattered because of China. Donald Trump was then asked, have you told Mnuchin to offer more money? And Trump said, I've told him, but so far, he hasn't come home with the bacon. Also this morning, minutes after the jobless claims data came out, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin was interviewed on CNBC's Squawk Box and stated the following. The issue over testing is getting, quote, overblown. And he stated that the White House has now agreed to include a full $75 billion in testing, tracing, and treatment money, which is what Nancy Pelosi had demanded. And there is now an additional $28 billion also being provided for vaccine development and distribution. Let's take a look at our negotiation flowchart so we can see the priorities. Just a quick reminder to get life insurance in as little as 5 minutes via the link down below. And you could still get 2 free stocks with Webull. Get 2 free stocks with Webull if you deposit $100, and you will get up to $1,600 in free stocks. Okay, I'm not going to rehash what we already know. You can pause the screen here if you want to see what's already included or sort of agreed upon. The $1,000 for dependents, for dependent children is still up in the air, but that is what Republicans are offering currently. I don't really see Democrats saying no to that, although we do know that Democrats want those tax credits for children instead of money for children. They want those larger tax credits, though some say these tax credits may not be as efficient as just providing checks, especially since you might have to wait until your tax return to actually see that money. But this is where that big change came in. Remember, Democrats were upset that Republicans wanted to reuse $40 billion for testing and tracing and treatment. Democrats wanted a complete $75 billion in new money, which they have now received, plus an additional $28 billion for vaccine development. This is very good. So that finally gets us on board on testing, tracing, and vaccines. However, we do still have a difference here on childcare. Democrats want $57 billion for childcare. Republicans are currently offering $25 billion. So that gives us a little bit of an update on the negotiation. We do have more information as well. Steve Mnuchin further stated that he is going to keep trying to strike a deal with Nancy Pelosi. Larry Kudlow stated that Steve Mnuchin is very frustrated that Nancy Pelosi demands an all-or-nothing approach. At the same time, Senator Mitch McConnell is widely expected to introduce another $500 billion skinny stimulus bill next week. However, this is expected to go nowhere, so I won't go into the details of it. McConnell and Trump have been very distant on their opinions for stimulus money. The reality is, though, McConnell has said he would end up voting with the majority if it came down to it. On COVID, Donald Trump said we will not do any more lockdowns, even though cases are rising. While Kamala Harris' campaign has been paused, the Biden campaign says that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were not exposed or in contact with these individuals who now have COVID. Germany has tightened its mask-wearing requirements, as much of Europe is seeing a substantial surge in cases, what's now being called a second wave. In the United States, we are now in a solid uptrend on the 7-day average for cases. The 7-day average for deaths is relatively flat, though, averaging around 500 to 600 deaths per day, which is still very substantial. We are also knocking on the door of 8 million COVID positives in the United States. And 20 states have now hit new 7-day highs. Thanks so much for watching. Check out the courses down below, and that stimulus coupon code. Make sure to get your life insurance and 2 free stocks. And folks, we'll see you next time.